My issue is when it blows up, when they realize that they weren't making any money, when they walk away from the organization, they don't say anything.
They don't.
And what happens is, by not saying something, you allow the grift to continue. Think of it in the same way as a sexual predator, right? If something happens to you, you walk away, but you never address what happens, or you expose the perpetrator, then you're somewhat involved in the perpetrator being able to continue to do what they were doing. In our community, but this is almost all, but especially our community, no one likes to admit that they got, right?
Exactly.
No one likes to admit they got.
I was just about to say that. Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, there's two things that are against us. Number one, everybody's too cool for school. No one wants to admit that they got. That's a bad mark. The other bad mark, when you marry the two, we have a no snitching culture.
Right.
Don't snitch, right? Don't point out another man's hustle or the way he makes his money.
Don't knock they hustle.
When you put those two together, you allow scammers to continue to move about your community and to harm other people. Me, I'm a square, right? People call me corny because I've never felt that responsibility of not snitching. Like I was a kid that would say, "Hey, he's cheating. He is." And the reason why I point out someone's cheating is because I'm extremely competitive. I literally every time in a math test, I did not just only want to be a person who got an A. I wanted the highest score. And if I felt like you could possibly get a higher score than me because you were cheating, I would point that out. Like I'd be like, no, you I actually worked hard and studied to get this score. You cheated. And I don't care if you're upset, you cheated. So me pointing out someone cheated, someone lied, if someone people know, don't talk criminal talk around me because I'm absolutely gonna snitch. Don't do that. I'm a snitch all day long. I'm not a criminal. I did not take the criminal's oath of silence. I'm not in the mafia. I'm not in some sort of street gang. I am a square citizen who wants to live in a clean, crime-free community. I'm absolutely going to snitch on any hooligans who could potentially hurt my family, my community. I don't want you around me.
Right. No, I'm the same way. Now, I've always been the well, hey, I'm a protector, and so my thing is that of course, we do know people who may dibble and dabble in certain things or what have you, and a lot of times people feel comfortable enough to come to me to vent about certain things, and then the first thing I would say is hey, look, the less I know, the more works for you, because if something goes down,
Right.
subpoenas are real,
Oh yeah.
and then it can be someone just in passing saying, "Oh, I heard them talking about this," and so that's a witness to it. Like, hey, look, the less I know, the more works out for both of us. So,
Yeah.
I have a clean record. I don't, um, I keep my nose clean. I'm pro Second Amendment. I am taxpayer. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, I do have a little bit of that edge to where, like, yeah, I may have the knowledge of some people doing certain things, but don't come to me talking about it.
All right. Now,
So
I'm a snitch. I'll snitch every single time. Don't talk criminal talk around me. Don't even joke criminal talk around me. I'm an upstanding citizen. I'm not going to allow my professional license, something that I worked years to get to. I had to go through
right,
4 years of college. I had to do an additional 2 years of school. I had to then pass an extremely hard exam. Then I had to get another few years of experience within my field before I could put these 3 letters behind my name. I'm going to risk that because you want to be some type of drug dealer or you want to be some sort of criminal. Nah, man, I'm not throwing that away. I'm going to snitch on you easily. So don't bring that around me.
Now,
See some say something.
That stigma bother you, JT? When people say, "Oh, you're a snitch," you're a snitch.
Oh no, not at all. See, I think the issue is, so I'm a middle child. Let me add that to the mix.
Oh, so you really don't get no fucks.
Means I was too young to hang out with my older siblings, and I was also too old to hang out with my younger siblings. I spent a lot of time by myself. Now, that contributed to my personality, meaning peer pressure was not a big thing in my life because I can just go off and have fun by myself. So the opinions of other people mean absolutely nothing to me, less than nothing to me. What someone thinks about me does not actually define who I am. That's not a reality. In fact, I like for people to think I'm broke. Because when people think I'm broke,
you just threw the Bible right there. That's me. Broke. That's my man. I'm broke.
Yeah.
Broke.
So someone's opinion of who I am, my status of being cool, right? Oh, is he cool? It doesn't matter. I don't care if someone who I've never met in real life or someone that I don't have a real relationship with thinking that I'm cool or I'm corny or I'm this or I'm that. I actually have real friends. Like, I don't understand a lot of these weirdos online. Like it's like people go online to find relationships. So they create this false identity to be able to get a relationship. Like I said, I'm almost 40. I've got a best friend who I've known since the 5th grade. We went to elementary school together, middle school together, high school together, and we were college roommates. I have a wife who I married when I was 22 years old. I have both my parents still in my life who they are still married, right?
That's beautiful.
Like, I have real tangible relationships. You think I care what someone online who has a avatar of some anime character who I've never even heard of before, you think I care what they think? I have real relationships. All of this is just extra. This is fun. But to think like I really care about someone who is like 38 years old, living with their mother and on the internet, you think I can't, like, you think I'm corny? Great. Great. Cool, have that. But my wife doesn't. So I was like, what are we talking about?
I live by this motto. This old white dude told me this, and it was the craziest thing. He's a millionaire, like legit multimillionaire, here in my home state, and I still keep in contact with him. And he is probably worth, I think it was he's worth $48 million.
Nice.
His family just sold off a piece of land near Raleigh for $20.1 million. That just for one little chunk of land. And he has his motto saying, what others eat don't make me shit. When he said that, it took me a while to really register that.
Right.
But when he said that, that was the realest, because especially after the pandemic, I went through, a bad breakup and really trying to, like regroup a lot of things that had occurred prior. I had a lot of stuff planned prior to the demic, and a lot of it just went to shits. And when I finally got myself back to a place of comfortability, getting my golden goose egg back up to par and all that, did a little traveling and 2022 was probably one of the worst years of my life, but I'm still here. And when he said that, and I was just in Colorado, and I just sat on the bed, and I was just thinking, I'm like, I really don't give a fuck what people think about me,
No,
because bro, I'm making things happen.
no,
And honestly, what people eat don't make me, and vice versa.
exactly.
So it came to that. That's when I came to that realization to really stomp on the, stomp the way that I stomp. And if it wasn't for, I had to give my salutes to KB, because he kind of opened up my eyes to something I ain't never really thought about.
Mhm.
And I was like, dang, all right, cool. Like I'm by myself a lot. I enjoy being by myself. I'll go to the range by myself. I sit there and rent a lane for 2-3 hours, just let some steam off.
Mhm.
And then I work on some music or whatever it is. And I'm just kind of in my own little cubby, my mental cubby, and I just had this level of tunnel vision that people don't really understand. Yeah, in this sector, I may be considered as a funny guy because I like to joke and roast people. I mainly just roast stupid people. That's what I do. That's my specialty. So, but honestly, what like I said, what others eat don't make me shit. And that is, I think that everyone should live by that,
Yeah.
because I think that it will, there will come, we will all come to a sense of self confidence or a
Mhm.
sense of self awareness about ourselves when we negate the external forces that are trying to manipulate our mindset, or the way that we think or the way that we live our lives. So, dude, like you're dope, and I want to follow you. I'm gonna subscribe to your channel,
Mhm.
um, because we're pretty much on the same page. I try to save some of these stupid people from getting into
And
certain
here's the
things.
thing too, and I appreciate it. So if anybody want to follow me, you can go to Pocket Watching with JT, or you can go to my website, pocketwatcher.net, and all my links are there. But
I
ultimately,
have
here's
it
the
pinned
thing that
as
I
well.
also learned: you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to save everybody,
No.
right?
No, you can't.
It's impossible. All you can
Darwinism is
do,
real.
yeah, all you can do is share good information to as many people as possible. Be a living example
Yes.
of that good information, because you can have a whole bunch of information, but if your lifestyle and your actions are contrary, it doesn't work like that. People will just say, well, you're not practicing what you're preaching, so your information must not be good. So strive to share good information, strive to be a living embodiment of that good information. No one's perfect. We all fall short of the glory of God, but we can pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and get back on that road. And just focus on self-development. After self-development, it's your core family, wife, kids, extended family. After the extended family, it's your local community. But people have like this savior complex of I'm going to help everybody. It just doesn't. It doesn't work like that. I mean, you'll be chasing your tail, and you'll always be disappointed because you're trying to chase something that you'll never be able to hold down. Focus on self-development. Investments always start with self. Get discipline. Discipline comes in many forms: discipline physically, discipline spiritually, discipline financially, and learn to tell yourself no to the weaker things that you have in life. Learn to tell yourself no. Be aware of what your weaknesses are and stay away from them. And you'll be surprised on how far you can get. So listen, I gotta go. My time is winding down.
Yes.
But
Thank you.
I want to say thank you for the invitation and the support that you give me on my platform. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And if there's another opportunity for us to do something, just let me know. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you for
night.
your time, sir.
Absolutely. That'd be good.
And Miss Doaz, I want to say just thank you for hosting this. You know what's crazy? All right,
Yes, sir.
so when you mentioned you know when you sent out the notification,
Mm-hmm.
it was early. I got the notification early in the morning, and I'm still trying to get my screws together. And I'm thinking that it's 10. I thought it was 10:30 in the morning.
Oh
So
no.
no, it's all good. Hey, it worked out. It worked out perfectly. But I'm not gonna lie. Like I was when I was working, when I was at work, I was like, I kept on checking my phone. I was like, I know Doe. I said she gonna drop this at 10:30. Shit, it was like, man, it's like 12 o'clock. She running on KD time. Then I realized it's at 10:30 p.m. and I was like, okay, cool. That was my fault. That was on me.
That's
Um,
okay.
and I truly I truly appreciate the fact that you had bought this here because it needs to be talked about. Because there's an obvious person in this sector that's trying to push something, and I've had multiple back and forth with this individual, and I'm like, like you're sipping the Kool Aid, and when you keep on drinking the Kool Aid, I mean, like he said, you can't save everyone. Only thing
No.
I'm going to do is just keep on roasting you to the ground. That's all I'm going to do. So, um, and just live by that action. And a lot of the stuff that I've learned in more recent times, it came from trial and error. Hell, even American Greed. Do you watch that show?
No, I don't watch a lot of TV. Actually, I left work early to be able to make this live.
Well,
But yeah,
it's truly appreciated. It's highly appreciated.
thank you.
And I thank you for your time and your contribution to society because this is something that a lot of people they want to talk about, and some of them do talk about it. Um, but to bring it into a sector where we know that there's an individual running rampant,
There are
pushing,
many.
huh?
There are many.
There are many. There are many. There are many. I guess I just had this one person because that's pretty much who you know when it was first brought onto a particular platform,
Mhm.
and it was called out, right away, and so that I've kind of focused on I didn't no, no, focus is the wrong word. Uh, it just came to my attention about this individual, and uh, p- people need to hear about this. What he was talking about was straight facts,
Absolutely. When I
and
found that channel, I'm like, wow, I've got to get them on. So if you're humble and you network, and I've been networking my butt off, you never know what doors may open.
never know.
Mhm.
No, it and this is awesome, and I thank you for making me a moderator. I've never been a moderator. I've I've never been a moderator on anyone's channel, so I'm
Well,
I'm
use
actually
that
honored.
tool to make sure that you connect with people.
Yeah,
That's why I give those out.
yes, ma'am. No, I definitely will continue to do. Well, how was your day though? How was your day?
Long and exhausting.
Understood. Same.
hmm But I'm good.
Same.
I'm good. But you mentioned something earlier. Unfortunately, and I don't have disdain for that large platform, but I don't go there anymore because of mm, a couple
Understood.
people. A
I
couple
get
people.
that.
I
I
went
get
back
that.
once. Think during the all the smoke, and I don't know if that person was there or not, but I didn't want to stay long because I never want to go and feel as though the chat or the flow would be interrupted because I'd been gone for so long. So I just
Right.
went in, spoke, and then left out.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I mean that there's some love. Especially when it comes uh to Damn D's channel. I mean, there's always love there. So,
Oh
and I
yes.
think I think it's because it's definitely a mutual ground as far as anyone can, from any point of view or sense of belief or understanding,
hmm
to state, you know, I mean, just to enjoy the entertainment. So, um, he's the one who actually brought the attention of you to me. So,
Oh,
um,
he's been
and
really good to me. So again, there's certain things, and he knows that I'm not going to donate to or make any comments because there was a point in time I was dragged. So that's something that I can't do. But
right,
anything outside of that, he gets my full support.
yes, ma'am. Nah, and I've been drugged in the comments too. So I'm like, you know, all right, cool, you got me, but if I'm gonna come back around and I'm not as invested as some people are.
Hmm.
And like I said, to me, it's comic relief. I mean, I like to roast, so but also just enjoy the the contribution to, and I say contribution to society because every time you release something or you premiere something or you bring something towards the table, whatever it may be, um, that's a contribution to society. Someone out there enjoys that.
Absolutely.
Um, and it could be, a hundred people, 100,000 people, even 10 people. You contributed something
Hmm.
to somebody to that got them towards something, or got them through something. And a lot of times, yeah, a lot of the comic relief is not anything that's groundbreaking or something that will that you can typically apply to better yourself, but it's something that kind of to kind of just get you through the day. Um,
Absolutely.
and laughter keeps the heart young. So
It does.
um, that
Absolutely. And he said that he's turning 40, I think.
about about to, yeah.
And
That's what
God
he said.
willing, November, I'll be 55.
Say
So,
what? Cap. That's cap. That's
no,
cap.
no, I'll be 55.
Holy wow.
I'm not
Wow.
a, I'm not a registered nurse, but yeah, I'll be 55.
Yeah, that's a there, golly. Um, yeah, but yeah, that person doesn't deserve any shine outside of the the pit that she's in. So, but you look amazing for your age. I don't hope not to offend or not overstepping any boundaries. You look amazing. I thought you were in your 30s. That's what's up.
No,
Hey, it don't crack. It don't crack. That's all I'm saying.
my knees are. That's
well,
okay.
well, I just once again I want to thank you for this, and hopefully that it'll spread more, um and just make people become aware. If it's too good to be true, it obviously is.
Hmm.
You could take a trip if you want to, but next thing you know, you're gonna be going to five, six, seven, eight meetings. You know what I'm saying?
I did
And
that.
then, huh?
Massanutten. I did that with Massanutten, a timeshare, and we ended up having to sell it because we went to maybe two places
Uh,
and it really wasn't worth it to me.
it typically isn't. It typically isn't, and whenever it comes to if whatever you're joining, and the rankings are are featured on the periodic table,
Hmm.
i.e., emerald, diamond,
Right.
granite, whatever it is. If it's on the periodic table, it's an MLM. It's a
Hmm.
pyramid scheme. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And if there's a monthly subscription to, name me a business that has a monthly subscription, like that should be an obvious thing right there.
Prepaid
Um,
legal, I believe, in my
big part.
opinion, might be one of them as well.
Repeat that again.
Prepaid legal. I don't even know if that's still out there. Do you
I've
remember
heard
that?
about that. Yeah, so that yeah, I've heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
That now I don't know too much about it, but I've heard of it.
Mm.
Um, and I know that a lot of
Allegedly.
hmm,
Allegedly.
allegedly, allegedly, uh,
But he was.
I heard that. Well, not heard. This was an actual thing. Like the was it Casey Anthony? I want to say, the guy who you know who she had unalived, who she was dating. Um, he was huge in the MLM type thing, and the only way I knew that was because of the verbiage or the terminology that they used, and
Mm-hmm.
then I found out that he was a part of that company, the legal thing, and it just made sense. I mean, uh, and a lot of people within that realm of business tend to be in that market as like on that part of that company as well. Um, and if you have good social skills, cool. If that's something that you want to pursue, do it. Just you're going to be disappointed at the end of it. And when there are too many screenshots towards certain situations, reverse image search is your best friend. um, and and then you'll find the cap right there. Um, and when it comes to that catfish and stuff, that stuff is real. Extortion to try to get private pictures from people, so that they could hold it against them and blackmail them. Uh, if,
Yes.
if, if there's someone in your DM or someone getting in contact with you with a specific profile, take a screenshot of that profile, use a reverse search image, and then make sure that that name and whatever it is matches that person. If it doesn't, then obviously I mean, just go figure after that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I will stress this as much as I can. Reverse image is your best friend.
Absolutely.
Um, and even you can even get people's IP addresses from sending them a link.
Mm-hmm.
So that I think it's called grabify.com. That's where you can obtain someone's IP address through a link. If you don't trust who this individual is, if they say that they're from this place or that place, then just go to that website, click it, like use something as simple as a simple YouTube link,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, oh, like I thought about this song, and then they'll click on it, and then as soon as they click on it, you have their IP address, unless they have a VPN. But you,
Right.
you can kind of, but there's, I think if you pay for the subscription, you can bypass a VPN, and you can still find that person's exact location, or general location, or the city, or
Mm-hmm.
state that they're in. Um, I mean, and like and even what I mentioned earlier about the Telegram is like that. That is the home of scammers and chesters. So people telling you to go to WhatsApp or Telegram when it's regarding anything financial or business wise is a scam. Is not for you. So that there's a way where technology can work against you, but there's also an area where technology can work for you.
Absolutely.
um, and you just have to be mindful of these things. And I've learned a lot of this from YouTube. I mean, the scam baiter uh, channels. So, um, and I've always just been intrigued by it. So when you learn about things like the FTC, or
Mm-hmm.
the C or the SEC, all
And
these
FINRA
government
as well, which is a
and
part
what.
of Treasury.
Oh, yep. Like when it comes to all these acronyms with the government, I mean, they provide this information for everyone, and it's awesome to see some people who are able to make this type of information entertaining to
Mhm.
to see and to learn and to apply to your everyday life. You got to protect yourself, especially on these interwebs.
Absolutely. And that's why I don't play with a whole lot of people. I've uploaded some of the things that I do and how I find people. And, you know, I get a few trolls, but not many because you never know
You never
who
know.
is who. And I keep trying to tell people that I already know the identities of 7 now. And if I go into a chat and say their names, they're going to be like, so I believe in the element of surprise. So keep
Same.
playing. Keep playing. I
Exactly.
won't play with me. I'm quiet for the most part, and I really don't hurt or harass anyone. But if you keep pushing me, you might see another side, and some have. So
I don't want to see that side. I am on your side. I am on your team.
I don't have a team. It's just me. It's just
Yeah,
me.
and
Being
I
in a
love it.
team sometimes or a group, while it may be fun and engaging, we see what's happening when people intentionally try to divide a room and cause chaos.
Right.
I have to walk away, and it hurts, but I have to protect my peace.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. And it's all fun and games until people want to start doxing people and all that stuff. Um, and my thing is that if you have an issue, or if I have an issue, I bring the issue towards the person. I don't need to include 10,000 people who are around you, um, just to try to make a point. Because once you start doing that, that to me notes that you lost. Like you lost, and you gotta try to find other ways to diminish the individual who I am. And
Right,
so when people start doing stuff like that, like, and honestly, they lost. They think that they have the upper hand, but that's where you can use the law for your advantage. Um,
absolutely. Real quickly, welcome
mhm.
member Iopa, and what a man says. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. Oh, okay. So he's trying to get me to do some bars. Don't push me because
Cause
I'm
I'm
close
close
to
to
the
the
edge.
edge.
I'm
I'm
trying
trying
not to
not to
lose my
lose.
head. Ha
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 ha.
ha ha. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
All right.
Hey,
See, I know
hey.
y'all didn't think I knew bars, right?
Oh, uh, that's like the Sugar Hill. I mean, that's a bar that you have to know. Like that, you just have to know. And if you don't know that, you got to exit. You're booted off the island. You know, like everyone knows the hip, hop, the hip. Like if you don't know that, or don't try not to like don't push me because I'm close. If you don't know those two bars, you
Mhm.
booted off the island. Like
Absolutely.
off the rip. I don't. I mean, people who don't even listen to hip hop know those opening lines.
Those were
So
the good old days. So that's why I'm telling you, I'm from that era. That's where we had fun. You could understand the lyrics. I mean, I listen to some now, but I'm more of an oldies person.
yeah, I prefer oldies as well. I mean, even though I do hip hop, I mean, I mainly listen to country anyway. I listen to country. I listen to 70s rock. Like
What about the
soft
swing
listen.
era?
I do not listen to that. No. Like like that's like the 50s, right? Like
Frank
the doo wop
Sinatra?
type thing.
Frank Sinatra? The
Yeah, I don't
swing?
listen to him.
Yeah. Oh my
All
goodness.
right, I might need to start listening to him. All right.
Yes. All genres has something to offer, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, most.
Mhm.
because when it comes to like what's that what's that music called ed nah, I wouldn't yeah EDM like EDM when I like listen to certain songs of that I was like all right cool I can only listen to that in like a certain setting me putting that on in my headphones on a daily basis ain't happening so
One man says,
um
I like Billie Holiday. Absolutely. Ayapo says, that's right. At my high school, if you didn't know, you weren't
you
allowed
wanna
to. Oh,
you wanna let it
what
graduate
school did you
damn
go to? My goodness.
damn damn you get like I said, booted off the island you booted off the island
Absolutely.
if you
And
don't know those opening lines like I mean those at least those two. If you don't know those two, you got to go. You and I don't care what age you are. I don't care what race you are, what culture. Um,
everybody knew those.
everyone knows those two. Know those two opening lines. And there's a couple of other songs, especially like in the '80s and the early '90s, that has some. That was in the era of great line openers. I mean, open lines. And if you didn't know those, then bruh, what is you doing? Like, I wouldn't trust you to cut my grass. Like, what? So, but that like you said, it was a time of where it was fun, and I was probably part of the last generation of fun. I'm a '90s baby.
Oh,
Um,
oh
yeah, I'm,
my.
I'm I'm 32, so um, like being part
I
of
feel
that
like a
last generation.
fossil.
Beg your pardon?
I feel like a fossil.
No, don't do that. Please don't. Like I said, it just know I feel like a fossil to someone else. All right, my little nephew came up to me a couple of days ago, and he's like, "You old?" I'm like, "I'm 32 years old. I grew up off a knuck if you buck. Like, don't act like you won't get tossed around this room. Lord have mercy, coming up to me
Be
all
more like,
disrespectful. You old uncle. I'm like, what, boy?
no,
I
you're
grew.
blessed. And people
I'm
need to
for
realize that.
exactly.
They better hope they can get to 50 and higher the way things are going.
The way things are going exactly and I hope to make it that far hell if I'm in my right state of mind I hope to be 80, 90 years if I'm in my right state of mind if my family has to start bathing me and wiping my ass and stuff like that then just take me to the cornfield all right like just hey just do it so um but that's on a different note all I'm saying is yes, it is a blessing. So to be 55 and still looking like you in your 30s, come on now. Like
Oh,
I'm just giving you your flowers.
thank you. Thank
So,
you. It comes
but
from trying to alleviate stress and trying to have a good heart. Now, I have my ways, but I've been humbled and I'm humble. So I think that plays a large role as well.
mhm. Yes, I've definitely had my share of humble pie. Um, hell, I think sometimes I've had a humble Thanksgiving dinner, and it's only been served for one. So, um, I, and I think it was after, like I said, after 2020. 2020, 2021 was rough, but 2022 was even worse. Um, and now that I'm out of that and I'm getting better towards, just actually putting action towards my thoughts again.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful thing, and I'm highly fortunate. I'm very blessed, and I'm highly fortunate. Um, right now because I know how rough the past 4 years actually have been rough.
Yes, for
So
many people, indeed.
yes, so if you are up and you're vertical, you're on this side of the lawn, then it's a blessing, and just try to utilize it the best way that you can. Um, and you just got to carve out that time. And also, if it's something that you really want to work towards, I I definitely commend creating a vision board.
I
A
have
vision
one.
board.
I've been doing it the last 3 years.
Aren't they awesome? Aren't they awesome?
Absolutely. But see, many
Like,
people don't want to hear content or things like that. Again, I understand the entertainment aspect, but I've spoken on those. I've actually shown mine. So more and more I get out there, people will start listening and perhaps incorporating that. But I look at that every day.
right. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so I have two vision boards, and I have one big one that I have like all of the things I want to do, or I want to achieve or accomplish, and then I have a smaller board where I take a certain amount off of that big board, and I put it onto that smaller board, and I hang it next to the door of my room, so that it's something that I know that I'm still shooting for or I'm shooting towards. And I've even gone as far as making a sticky note of when I wrote down this goal,
Mm-hmm.
and then the time that I accomplished it, just to see what's the average time that it took for me to accomplish this particular goal. So on average for me, it's like 2 weeks for certain major ones.
Right.
It's typically 2 weeks. Um, and so if you see it every day, the probability of you accomplishing it is higher than it was when you didn't, because it's just sitting in your brain. But a lot of humans are visual, and if they
Right.
see that, then if they constantly see it on a daily basis, then obviously there comes a time we have to take the initiative of action and try to accomplish it. And if you do not like clutter, or you do not like just sitting and having things incompleted, then you're going to work towards to clearing off that board. So, um, I mean, but once again, that's just me. I can't speak for the next person.
No, they
Um,
absolutely work. Quickly, welcome member Empress. Thank you for coming by. No, they absolutely do work. And positive affirmations. Always tell yourself, feed yourself positivity. Expect wonderful things. Don't care if you wake up and everything is going wrong. Always say to yourself, I expect wonderful things. And a lot of times, you never know. That can manifest into something and you can bring it to fruition.
that is true.
Mm-hmm.
And yep. And also, with that, there comes a time where, when it comes towards certain things, when it comes to the affirmation, there still has to be action put behind it.
Absolutely.
Even if whatever it is that you believe in, um, like even in for me, I'm a Christian, but even in the Bible, he said, "Meet me halfway." So if there's something out there that is that you want, then if you work towards it, I mean, it's not like it's a guaranteed. We're not guaranteed anything
No.
except for death and taxes. So, but you put in the work, or the due diligence, you know, towards whatever it is that you're shooting for, and then a lot of times it will happen. It falls into place. So, um, but I hope that I just don't want people to just fall so deep into that manifestation and affirmation thing to the point to where they lose themselves, because that's
Right.
also another realm of Kool-Aid to me, to an
Mm-hmm.
extent.
No, you have to do the work.
Hmm.
You say it, and you have to believe it, but you have to do the work, and it's not easy.
A lot of times it ain't.
Mm-mm.
And as a person like myself, I love a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like when JT was talking about being competitive, I'm very competitive. Um, and thing is that I would seek certain, like when it came, especially when it came to music, I've always seeked like, I who's the best person that's doing this, and I would study them. And once again, like they're an up and comer, they might just be like they. No one knows who the hell they are. However, if I think that you're doing something that is making whatever it is that you're doing better, rather the sound or your stage presence or your promotion campaign, um, your image, whatever it is, how like if you're dope and you're doing, I'm studying you, and I'm not studying as in the sense I'm trying to cut your knees from under you. No, my thing is that I admire what it is that you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to apply that to myself as well because I want to be great. um and we can always learn something from anybody.
Absolutely.
So um and we're essentially a like I tell people all the time, I'm a student of life, and I'm constantly learning. So the brain is the most un like it's the only place that has not been fully explored. um and when you look at people who are whatever field it is that they're doing, you want that you want to pick their brain, and if you're willing to want to learn it, then it will increase your knowledge as well. So, and we have endless capacity, and if you have a right working mind, if you're fortunate to be in your right state of mind, why not utilize it? They always say, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. A lot of times we do stupid things because we might want the dopamine, or
Mm-hmm.
the validation.
Endorphins that are released.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And those things are frivolous. They come and they go. It's just like emotion. So that's why when people will say like "I love you," all right, cool, you love me, whatever, but are you loyal? Because love is an emotion. Like you have people that will sit here and say "I love you" one day, and then 2 3 days they'll crush your soul.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness. Yes.
yeah, I mean, but it's facts. That's why when it comes to emotion, emotion is frivolous,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a dopamine. It's an endorphin like that gives us like that. All right, but that feeling comes and goes, and it's so sporadic. Um, so trying to uh, just wanting to apply, not apply. That's the wrong word. Um, just being mindful of when it comes to your emotional state, when it comes to your affirmation. Just try to check it. Just have that sense of self awareness. Uh,
Absolutely.
and the mind, and once again, the mind is just it's an endless sea. Um, Having just regular communication, or a sense of transparency, that's a sense of like that's a behavior that you should apply on a daily basis. And sometimes we just make certain decisions subconsciously, and not even know what it is that we're doing. It's kind of like autopilot. But when it comes to emotion, check your emotions, because a lot of times emotions can make you think irrationally or do things. It's just irrational sometimes, or it's illogical. It doesn't make sense, and it gets to the point to where sometimes you might get to a place of insanity. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so um, you just got to be mindful. Emotion is Hey, I'm happy today. I might feel like shit tomorrow, or I might feel like shit. 30 minutes after I felt super duper crazy happy. Um,
Absolutely.
so, but I feel like I'm rambling too much. But I'm actually about to call it in. But Miss Doaz, I want to say thank you again for having for having this discussion
Sure.
because it's needed, especially in this sector. I think that you're awesome, and I appreciate you